Help support Friendo Club by going to patreon.com/Steven Larson or clicking join at youtube.com/Steven Larson. Access to bonus episodes, question threads for the Going In Raw podcast, and entry to our monthly wrestling predictions challenges. Join the Friendo Club today. Hey, Friendo, Steve here.
Hey, Larson.
And it's time for our super fresh, super hot, fresh out of the oven star ratings for last night's AEW. You're okay? Did you burn yourself on star ratings, Larson?
The star ratings are so fresh. Rubbed down on my phone. It's hot. It's burning my hand.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, wow.
I need some oven mitts to handle how fresh and hot these star ratings are.
We got to retire these hot star ratings like Osprey's retiring the Super Duper Driver, 93, whatever it's called. The Storm Driver.
Storm Driver 93. I think that's what he calls it.
Yeah, man. He's got to reload with a new move. Doppler Driver 93. Anyways. Don't laugh at that. It's not funny.
Doppler. All right. Let's just get right into it. We do our star ratings here. We're trying to make them as impactful, noteworthy,
as influential, debated over
as those other guys.
So I do feel like with WrestleMania Night 2, Larson, we made some big strides in getting there.
I think we did too.
Because some people in the comments, people in the YouTube comments, they're pretty upset with some of our star ratings. So that level of respect that we're getting, seen in the level of anger that our star ratings are starting to cause.
You think that's a 1-to-1 then, huh?
What we really need, absolutely. What we really need is people to post on their Twitter accounts like graphics of the star ratings like they do with those other guys.
All right, let's jump right into it. Without further ado, we're only going to do the main card because I think that's all Steve watched.
You got that right, buddy.
So 9 matches.
I watched the finish. I watched the majority of the Acclaim match, but
Gotcha.
I don't want to rate that.
All right, very well. We'll do this one. Pack
the bastard.
Challenging Goata for the Continental Championship. Steve, what'd you give this one?
Man, we said it last night. What was this? 21 minutes, a little bit long. Probably prevented it from getting more than this star rating. This was your standard, awesome G1 4-star cheeseburger match, man. That's what I'm talking about. I gave it 4 stars. It's Pac. It's Okada. Probably should have been a Dynamite main event because they got plenty of 4-star cheeseburgers on that show, too. But, I gave it 4 stars, straight up.
Yeah, 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I really am enjoying across the board, especially in this match, Okada's character work. It's been spectacular. Really good match. Maybe never quite reached the heights that we thought it could have, given the names involved. But still a very good match, 4 stars.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
Let's move on to the next one, 6-man tag match. It's the trios match, of course, involves House of Black. Defeating Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, and Mark Briscoe. If this was a Collision main event, it'd be a really good Collision main event. As a pay-per-view match, though, kind of mid. It was fine. It accomplished its purpose. Took the circuitous route to get there. There's no reason for this match to last 17 minutes on pay-per-view. If you want to fill some time on Collision with a match like this, have at it. Pay-per-view, every second is precious.
You think so, yeah.
And you don't need 17 minutes to set up Malachi versus Cope, because we know that match is going to happen going into it. It was fine. I gave it 3 stars. It was just fine.
I went 2.5.
All right.
Mainly because of everything you just said. To me, all those arguments are a 2.5 star match. It was fine. Like you said, a Collision main event. Here's the thing about Collision, I don't watch it. So you got to keep that stuff over there. Otherwise, you're wasting Steve's time, all right? Malachi, man, somebody posted up a video of Malachi in a singles match back in the WWE.
Yeah.
And I forgot just how dynamic and fun and interesting he was as a wrestler. You tend to think, oh, yeah, I remember he used to come out with the Nosferatu entrance and he would just, linger out there and drop a black mask. No, this guy was quick on his feet. He was interesting. He was dynamic. He was fun. And then I think WWE just sucked all that out of him, and AEW went even further in sucking that out of him because it ain't the same guy. Yeah, it's 2.5 stars. The story to this, Edge, God bless his soul, And I hope that like maybe getting sprayed with mist, he's gonna be, he's gonna be like bad edge now,
brood edge.
But he's just gonna be running down sports teams.
Yeah, I know. This Monday in Jacksonville on Dynamite. Oh,
Yeah,
he's gonna talk some trash about the Jaguars.
The Jaguars. Yeah, I gave it 2.5 stars, man. Kind of a big nothing burger for me.
All right, let's move on to the TBS Championship match. Willow Nightingale becoming the new TBS champ by defeating Julia Hart. Steve, what'd you give this one?
I thought it was fine. It was only 6 minutes, so the match itself was compromised, maybe because of Julia Hart's injury, maybe because of Tony Khan. That's just how he books the women's division, which is just a stark reminder of how disappointing that is. I gave it 3.25 stars. Like it's a 6-minute match. Willow's great. I think she's awesome. I think they did what they could with the 6 minutes, but like I don't know. It didn't really go past like decent TV match in my opinion. So I gave it 3.25.
I went 2.75. It was just too short. You've spent months building up this feud, the story between Julia and Willow for the blow off to be 6 minutes long, and just to fast forward right ahead to Willow versus Mercedes.
Yeah.
They spent a lot of TV time on Dynamite Collision. I'm sure Rampage 2, telling the story of Willow and Statlander against Julia and Sky Blue, and they only give it 6 minutes. It was a fine 6-minute match, but come on, give it more time. Maybe Julia's hurt and they were trying to protect her. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a bummer this time. The match didn't get more time because that was really the only fault. You can only do so much in 6 minutes. It's just kind of what it is. So I gave it 2.75. It was a fine match. I just wish they give it more time so they could tell more of a story.
Yep. I don't disagree with that.
Let's move on to the International Championship match. I'm eager to see if Steve gave this the highest star rating on the show, but I'll go first because I want to build up some suspense and anticipation. Hard-hitting, physical. These two guys beat the shit out of each other and look like they got beat up walking out of this match. In a lot of respects, this is a lot of what I like about pro wrestling. You're telling stories in the ring. It's physical, and people are selling the physicality of it. Roderick Strong, we know he's great. Kyle O'Reilly, we know he's great. These two guys have great chemistry in the ring, and this match delivered on basically every front. I gave it 4.5 stars. I thought it was pretty spectacular.
I gave it 4.25. I thought it was awesome. What?
I thought you were gonna go at least 4.75.
I thought this match was. I said this match was awesome. Yeah, I don't, it was very physical. This is the kind of match that I really, really like. It might have been, to be honest with you, it might have been my favorite match of the card. Doesn't mean I can recognize it as the best match on the card. And I think that's an important difference. Did you know that the number, and this is going to play into Danielson Ospreay's match, right? Do you know what the number one critic rated movie on IMDb is?
Is it still Shawshank Redemption?
No. And I don't know if that was.
It was for a while. Is it Dark Knight?
No. I think you're thinking of like.
Sorry. Fan vote. Critic. Is it Godfather 2?
No. Godfather's way down there.
Oh, what is it then?
Vertigo.
Interesting.
Which is awesome because lately we've been talking about how much I think Alfred Hitchcock is a fraud. I can recognize, and I say that tongue in cheek. I can recognize the influence of a match. I can recognize the how well something is put together. In terms of a movie, Vertigo, not into it. Seen it, not into it.
It's really good.
I recognize that it's well regarded as a great movie, but it's not my thing, And who is anybody to tell me what my thing is? My thing is this Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly stuff, and I think it's totally great that my thing can be a 4.25 match. That's what it is. So that's what I gave it.
4.5. Next, let's go to the FTW title match. Let's see how low we can go with this one. Chris Jericho defeating Hook, become the new FTW champion. Steve, what do you give this match?
That is sort of like we're in new territory, I feel like, with this match, Larson. Because I don't know what the lowest score. I'm trying to reach out to Rob and get the access to that.
I think I gave Jericho Adam Cole maybe 1.5, 1.25. I think that's the lowest I've ever gone.
I don't know what the lowest I've ever gone is. Knowing me, sometimes I go for.
I don't think we've ever given a match a negative star rating, Nor
Yeah.
do I think we've given a match a dud.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I don't believe.
How do you feel about? Because I know we differ on philosophy in terms of how high to go. You don't go higher than 5. I do. Do you mathematically go lower, like in theory, than a 0?
I don't think since we've been doing these star ratings, I've been confronted with that quite yet. Because as lousy as I thought this match was, it set out what it accomplished to do.
Did it?
I think they
What
told
did
the
it
story
what
they
did it
wanted to
set out
tell.
to do? Yeah, you think so?
I think so. I think that
learn to duck when somebody's hitting you with a bat.
I think so. I think that's what they were trying to do with it.
This match was 16 minutes and 35 seconds
Yeah,
long.
it was about 10 minutes too long. This should have been the 6-minute match.
It felt like it was longer than that. I gave it a 1/4 of a star.
Wow, that low.
Why are you wasting my time? The crowd, as savage as the crowd was, like, you know why this match got a 1/4 of a star from me?
Why?
Because the crowd hated it so much and wanted to see Chris Jericho gone so bad that they made me feel bad for that guy. I don't like that feeling. I don't want to feel bad for Chris Jericho, but I did. They were chanting, "Please retire." Everybody loved this guy 2 years ago. Everybody did. And now they're chanting, "Please retire." I felt bad for a guy that I really have no business feeling bad for, because I've listened to a decent amount of his podcast. I know where his wife was January 6th.
1/4 of a star, huh?
Gave it a 1/4 of a star.
It was
Yeah,
really bad.
Can't justify giving anything. And I'll be honest with you. I disagree with you, buddy. I don't think they told the story they wanted to tell. I mean, other than Chris Jericho in character is a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the story.
Yeah. I gave it 3/4 of a star. Not too far removed from you. It wasn't.
You just went down, didn't you? You heard me and you went down.
I went down a little bit. I didn't want to give it a star or more and then be like, oh wow, a 1/4 of a star. It was too long. Crowd obviously isn't into Jericho. And then here's the thing. I don't think the issue was the match. I think the issue was just Jericho. In terms of the crowd response.
Yeah, but the match was so
It wasn't good, but if this match was against I don't know, Claudio.
Yeah.
And it's the exact same match, except Claudio's in there. The crowd's into it.
Okay, yeah, but the difference is, and my first thought was Joe, right?
Yeah.
If Joe's telling this story, which would actually work great because I see more parallels between like Joe and Taz. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Joe and Taz have a previous, like they've known each other forever. I know Jericho and Taz have too, but Taz has spoken.
So like, if Joe was in this position, and Joe can often mill about, but he does so in heel fashion, and it's pretty compelling. That's the type of villain he is.
He ambulates around aggressively.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like you're probably right. Like, this match would have been like, oh wow, but Jericho is just this thing now. And you've seen, I was texting you all sorts of rude things people were saying about him online, and it's like, God damn, people.
I know.
You really tell us how you really feel, maybe.
I know.
Yeah, this was just a sign that dude needs to go away for a while.
Yep.
I'm not going to tell anybody to retire, but like the reaction you're getting, you need to figure something out.
It'd be advantageous for his career to step away for a while.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's talk about the AEW Women's Championship match. Toni Storm successfully retaining against Thunder Rosa. I thought this was really good. It was a physical bout. It felt like a real fight. The level of interference wasn't terribly high. It didn't distract from the match. This is one of the instances since Toni Storm went to the timeless gimmick where she more or less dropped the comedic aspects. I mean, she still did the close-up. They never get that right on TV, though.
Never get that right.
But apart from that, she came out intense, seemingly for her character looking to prove a point.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought this match was tons of fun. I gave it 3 3/4 stars. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, we're on the same page. I gave it the exact same star rating. I echo everything you say. Copy and paste. 3 3/4. I agree.
All right, let's move on to this next one. Superlatives galore.
Oh, man.
Will Ospreay taking on Bryan Danielson. Steve, the floor is yours. What'd you give this match?
Bitch. So, with a match like this, I went back and I rewatched it, and I understand the superlatives. I get it. I understand why people are going crazy about it. I exploded for the finish last night because I thought it was an awesome finish, and I think that a lot of people, bizarrely, were worked by Danielson doing the seizure bit at the end.
He's done that before.
I saw way too many people who were like, oh my God, is he really fucked up? Ospreay apologized and is retiring the move. What? That's the whole story. That's just like, he's done, like, Danielson is known for doing that.
He did that in the first Okada match.
Yeah. So I thought it was it was capital special match, capital letters special match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is one of those matches. It is up there with the Omega Okadas. I think Omega Okada won. That'd probably still be like my 6-star. That's gonna be like the one match that's like just absolutely does everything for me.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I walked into that match kind of cold.
Yeah.
It's just they did such a great job with the recaps telling the story of that match.
Yep.
So I gave this match 5.5 stars.
All right.
I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, that's, it's silly to say anything else. Maybe some slight quibbles about, it didn't quite get to 6 because of match length. I don't need 31 minutes when you can do it the same thing in 25 minutes. But otherwise, when I go back and I think of all the amazing moments in this match and just how much these guys put into it, it's in special match territory. It absolutely is. Now, the funny thing is with that, I prefer the WrestleMania Night 2 main event. But I also recognize from an objective standpoint, looking at that match versus this match, it's going to be lower on the star rating. But I prefer it. And therein lies the difference.
Interesting. I'm going to keep it simple. No superlatives. I got upper limit to my star rating scales. 5 stars. This is a 5-star match. If you want to go higher, if that's your criteria, go ahead. If that's your scale, have at it. I stop at 5. 5 stars. Next. Ladder match. Young Bucks winning the vacant tag titles against FTR. Most other pay-per-views, this would probably be seen as like match of the night. Because it was really good. Those 4 gentlemen were putting their bodies on the line, hurling themselves through tables, sometimes slipping off tables, going into the guardrail. There was some crazy stuff happening in this match. They're probably all hurting pretty bad today.
Big time.
I thought it was a lot of fun. Jack Perry, him being involved wasn't a surprise, but the reveal of him being the one to help the Young Bucks win and his shit-eating smirk towards camera was perfectly played.
It was really good.
And the intrigue about, is he in the new Elite or not? Is he trying to angle to get in? I thought was really well done. I gave it 4.5. I thought it was a lot of fun.
We're on the exact same page. I gave it 4.5 as well. Copy and paste everything you said. I love the Jack Perry reveal. I'm really curious to see where they go with him. I hope they nail it. So far, what AEW's put together with this new Elite, I've really been into. So 4.5 stars, absolutely.
And our main event, Swerve Strickland becoming the new AEW World Champion, defeating Samoa Joe. Steve, what'd you give this match?
Special moment with Swerve beating Samoa Joe. That's not lost on me. Thought it was a fine match. Thought it was really, really good stuff. Didn't reinvent the wheel, but I really enjoyed it. It was a 4-star match.
All right, I'm right there with you. It was a special moment, and I thought they delivered by basically every measure. And the moment Swerve went in afterwards was pretty incredible. The emotion was on his face the entire match.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, and they went out there and they delivered and told a really good story and put on a hell of a bout. And 4 stars.
There you go. All right, man. Well, hey, let us know your guys' star ratings in the comments below. Let us know what you guys thought about AEW Dynasty. And the next time we do star ratings is going to be for WWE Backlash in 2 weeks. Anyways, that's going to do it for this episode of Star Rated. Till next time, we'll see you around.
Goodbye.